you guys see the Turkish shooter guy?
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
With his t-shirt.
Oh, the guy
and
was
his
shooting.
nonchalant.
Yeah.
Is that new? It looks new
think-
because everyone was using their...
All this high-tech stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was just posting and reposting them. It looks like...
And he's like 52, that guy.
Yeah.
It's just a dude.
Yeah. He's just a dude.
Wow.
With his t-shirt and his hands in his pocket.
Yeah.
So the meme is that he's an assassin.
Yeah. Both eyes
Yeah,
open,
and
just
everyone
no
was
eyewear.
just tagging them like, once done, then they put a map, just like this map, yeah?
Yeah.
Then people circle Kenya. Please come here.
Oh, yeah.
Once done with the Olympics,
Yeah.
come in that blue
we have
part.
some contracts for you.
Yeah. But yeah, Kenya is good. Like it's always in like the top 15 by medal count.
I think this time we ended up at 17.
17 medals, yeah.
We didn't have
Six
such a
gold.
strong
And only
performance
all
this year.
only running.
And
Yeah, track and
all
field.
like long distance
Well,
events.
we have
1500 is the shortest.
javelin. What is his name?
Oh yeah. No,
I don't think we medaled.
No medals, yeah.
But at least we participated.
Because I took a look through the list
at
this
least
morning.
Kenyans and there at least. Well,
Right.
what else? Judo. We participated in judo.
Really?
Fencing.
Yeah.
What is judo?
Martial arts.
It's like
It's like-
karate guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same
Family.
Family.
name. It's like you put on kind of Asian looking clothes and I think you break like through bricks or something like that. I don't know. Judo's like more like wrestling, I think, yeah? When I see it. Like it's like wrestling in pajamas instead of those like leotards.
Oh, martial arts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Karate.
wrestling, you mean? I see what you mean. Okay.
Like wrestling.
Yeah,
That's
because
Yeah,
the wrestling
yeah, I
we know
see what
is
you-
Shawn Michael.
Yeah,
the
breaking
Undertaker.
necks.
Oh, no. This is like
WWE.
WWE.
Yeah.
You're talking about wrestling,
Yeah.
the one where
But there's
they-
wrestling in the Olympics. There's boxing.
Kenya's
And then
has
do you know
some
there's a
good boxers. How come-
winter Olympics as well for games on
Huh?
ice. There's a
Actually?
winter Olympics as well.
Oh, starting or just
Yeah,
continuing?
It's also
a
every
separate
4
event.
years, but it's separate. It's 2 years from now.
Oh, it's a winter. So the ice skating and the rest.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anything on snow or ice, snowboarding.
Ooh.
Paralympics is ongoing now.
Oh yeah,
It starts up immediately.
and that's in
after.
Paris. That's always in the same
It's
city.
also in the same.
That's right.
It's also
Do we already
Paris.
know where the Olympics will be next year? How is the vetting done?
Yeah, it's every 4 years, and it's it's Los Angeles for the next one. The vetting's done by like a committee that I think is corrupt.
So they already.
If I'm not mistaken, I
see
think
that
you.
coming.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Olympic committee.
So they've already done for the next 4 years where it will be,
Yeah,
Yes.
in 2028 it's gonna be in Los Angeles.
Yeah, they're probably
In
already
America.
and in 2032.
I don't think
They
so,
might,
but-
yeah, or
but
they're probably
we'll know
about to.
before the
Yeah,
next
they're probably
Olympics.
about to decide that. That'll be decided soon.
Can we attend the LA one? I'd love to.
Oh yeah.
We can start
We got
budgeting
4
now.
years to get your visa.
I
Start applying for a
know.
visa now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first step one, start living the life of which you might be granted a U.S. visa.
So I can
My
shut
God.
down this podcast.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, this podcast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But you will go for sure.
I'd love to go.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to the winter ones one time. See like
Yeah.
the hockey.
Oh,
skiing.
yeah.
Be fun.
Ice hockey.
What's your obsession with ice? Like
Yeah, you seem
is
to
it
love
like?
ice until you got your cut. You remember?
Oh yeah.
You fell on
did.
Yeah,
ice
on ice
with the
and stuff like
kids. Yeah.
I don't know. I just grew up with those sports, like skiing in the winter and ice hockey in the winter, and that was like my favorite time of year. Like when the snow would melt and stuff, I'd get a little sad. It was gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be like 6 more months till.
You see, I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I
Yeah,
get why
I love it. I
get
just love
why
the sports.
humans migrated from Africa, like why they went north. Like I never get it. Like I very much understand my people who stayed.
Mm.
I never get these people who went.
Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts.
Like at some point they're going further north, and I'm noticing like it's actually getting kind of shitty up here. Like let's go back down to where we were. In
Yeah.
Kenya.
Yeah.
It was pretty nice.
It was pretty nice.
I remember
It's
the
warm
food
all
grew
year round.
everywhere. Like you could
all
just plant
the-
seeds and stuff grew. Like you didn't have to like know things. I think up in
And
the
then
winter
now you
places
have
you
to
gotta
go
know
and
things.
hang out in the cold and
Right.
have to know how to deal with like 6 months of.
Put some sort of tiger skin on.
Oh, that's messy. That sounds messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not that messy.
My ancestors were on the beach,
Yeah.
turning themselves
Yeah.
in the sun.
Yeah.
A little tan, a little.
Picking fruits.
Picking fruits,
From
mangoes.
these easy,
They definitely were mangoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kikuyus.
You too. Don't
Your
Oh.
beaks too.
It was
It's-
pre-tribe.
Oh, this is in the early days.
It's very early. Very early.
Yeah.
Early.
In the very, very early days.
Tens
Yeah.
of thousands of years ago, there was no Kikuyus and yeah.
So what's going on in UK? I saw an influencer had visited there and they were posting, saying stories.
Yeah, they've got some bad
Lydia
shit going on.
KM. She's trying to educate people what's going on.
There's some like bad. It's probably about the riots. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a weird thing like some crazy kid, 17-year-old, attacked and killed like 3 young girls at like an event.
So,
Did you hear this? Yeah.
yes, sorry, I've seen a ladybird. Please proceed.
That's good luck.
Yes.
That
Is
means
it?
this will be our all-time top podcast.
Okay, please proceed. Someone.
And it was like the son of an immigrant family from Rwanda, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So like it stirred up a bunch of anti-immigrant kind of sentiment and riots and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what's happening here? I missed what was the one last week?
Yeah.
Not Saba Saba, but
Nane nane.
Ocho Ocho. What is it?
Nane nane.
Nane Nane?
Ocho, ocho. Oh, that's
Ocho, ocho.
Spanish?
Yeah. Spanish.
God damn it.
What happened? Was it big?
No.
It wasn't big.
Wait, let's just say it wasn't televised. So maybe it was big,
Okay.
but
Did any
social
people you
media
guys know
and
show up, or was it troublemakers? Was it
I think a mix of both.
A lot of people were actually
It was a bit peaceful.
blocked into getting into the city. Like there was a lot of movement.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people didn't make it into town.
Everybody stayed home that day. Yeah.
Not stayed home, like they were turned back.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And what's
So it
next?
didn't-
Are we still on the Tuesday, Thursday schedule? for
No,
a
I think
protest?
we are
No.
done.
No.
That
we are-
Nane Nane was not done, but Nane Nane was like the measure of are we proceeding with this?
I mean,
Or-
don't you say even the president has the confidence to leave the country?
Yes,
He's
he's
in
in
Rwanda
Rwanda now. And
Okay.
sitting beside him is Raila.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so now they've
Okay.
become BFFs.
I see. Are you guys following what's going on in Bangladesh?
Yeah.
No.
It's crazy. So it's like what's happening here, but they've
Yeah.
actually overthrown the government. The prime minister fled.
Yeah.
And now, like, the students who organized it are now in, like, cabinet positions. Like, a 22-year-old is, like, Secretary of Agriculture or something like that.
I think that's
Like,
where
they've
Kenyans
actually-
wanted to
I
go,
mean,
but
they were inspired by Kenyan stuff, too, right? Like,
Exactly.
it's like feeding each other, right?
and
then they overtook us.
Yeah.
Because we had
We're
so
not
many
advocating for
sellouts.
the deposition and fleeing of the prime minister, by the way. Who's the prime? Do we have a prime
Yeah, we
minister?
are not.
Yeah.
Do you now see when we in our last podcast when I think you had just arrived from Japan? Do you now see why I was saying having sellouts in any form of friendship, unity, in any form, anything organized or non-organized, having a person that will sell you out affects everything.
What do you
At
mean?
that time, Osama Otero
Right.
was seen as a sellout because he hosted the president.
Right.
He actually did the express hosting in State House.
Uh-huh.
Having a sellout just spoils everything. As much
Okay.
as you guys were saying, not everyone gets to the finish line, but
Right.
it somehow waters down. Because you're like, oh, this guy is paid, so this guy will talk to this guy, so the revolution just starts losing people. People we think,
Yeah.
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 And Bangladesh were like
It's too bad how that
students.
happens over time. Like even because wasn't like Mugabe in Zimbabwe was like a great like independence
Organizer.
president, right? And didn't he like organize like one of the best education systems in Africa, where Zimbabwe had like 95% literacy, like a huge literacy
yeah?
rate, like higher than the rest, yeah. But then over time he just got like I guess more and more corrupted.
Yeah.
And he stopped doing stuff like that, and he started kind of. It's kind of sad how this like happens with the ones who are sort of leading the revolution. Often end up collaborating.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's the human
And I'm
nature.
just think like humans, we're just all the same. When I was seeing those videos of them lying in bed on the prime minister's bed, I'm like, that's so Kenyan. That's just a Kenyan thing. They were carrying television from. The only thing that I thought was not Kenyan was them going back to the street again the next day to clean.
Okay.
Kenyans would not do that.
Right.
Like, sort yourselves out. They went and cleaned the entire city. That was so nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, I don't know. Did we just miss our revolution like that? Or maybe...
I mean,
What do you guys think?
I mean, I think like even if nothing else happens in the government, it's like the transparency expected now is different, right? Like people are
But
gonna
because
know-
we
they're gonna
move
have
on, I've mentioned this in the podcast so many times. Because we move on so fast,
we got any new
then
ones
they
coming
will.
up?
The politicians will just get back to their old doings,
Yeah.
and we are starting from scratch again.
Mhm.
Yeah, like all that effort has gone like that because we forgive.
And now we're on to we were really into reading the finance bill, but now we're on to like that above the head.
Below
the-
the-
Remember when we all got distracted by that for like a couple months?
Yeah, I
The
saw
whole country.
someone post a
across the
meme.
equals.
Ati we can never be on one side with Ruto. Now we want the finance bill back. we can't be supporting the same thing. We want it back. Yeah, because he rejected it. So he's
Yeah.
feeling comfortable with us.
Right. Yeah. It's like
I think. Okay, sorry. Finish it.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I don't think this is a one-day event. Like, this is not like you can't have a revolution in one day.
Right. Sure.
And it looks different for it's gonna look different. Like Bangladesh came in and they've been able to achieve what they've been able to achieve.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna look up to them because one of the things that people keep asking is like, okay, who are you gonna present once we get
Yeah.
to the who next? So now you're asking, are we gonna have a Gen Z president? But we have a Gen Z Secretary of Agriculture.
Right.
So like, it's gonna move. It's going to move, but we don't like. It's not gonna change all of it in one day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So right now, I don't think the revolution is over. I think people are regrouping. I think people are thinking about how best we can present. Someone actually asked me a very good question, like it's 2024. Why are we still using the streets as the main agitation method? Like how else can us other people present the same message,
Yeah.
or how do we actually change? Because I still believe like it's time. I still believe that some of the things the things that we've been agitating for still need to be done,
Right.
and that change still needs to happen. So yeah, I think the revolution is ongoing.
Or maybe is it because of did people die in Bangladesh?
Yeah,
I think so.
300 people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Loads.
a big number.
Loads of
Yeah, I think it
people
got
lost
super
their
violent.
lives.
That's why the prime minister fled. I think
Yeah.
thought she was going to get killed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A lot
Because I was
of
gonna
people
say, I think is it because it's our police?
died. No.
We
A
are so
whole lot
afraid of
people-
them.
A whole lot of people also died in Bangladesh.
And there's no other way you can show that you're not happy with something by demonstrating. It has to be on the
There's
streets.
no other way, but that it seems to be effective when you actually like disrupt people's lives. Like people
Yeah.
working in the CBD can't go in. People working near,
Yeah.
I guess.
But then that's how you draw the attention by
Yeah.
distracting
It's very effective. Hey, the police are patting themselves in the back right now.
how they whatever. No, but I'm saying to other countries, no one would believe that someone that was birthed 2009 is going on the streets
Yeah.
to
like
demand for
young
their
people?
rights.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
like doing citizen journalism, like reading this stuff and posting summaries of it and stuff.
This is how you know that this is still ongoing. Like there are people in matatus today
doing
doing civic education.
education. Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
Right.
they are just getting into a matatu talking about the matter of the property every single day.
But for sure, what I know is our game changer will be elections.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we have left to bank on.
Mhm.
Apart from
Are
this
people
other,
getting their IDs? Like have
Yeah,
people
yeah.
started getting
Yeah,
their
yeah,
IDs? Like,
I saw there was
some
someone who
delays.
posted on Twitter. She was so like genuine, like, oh my god, I can't believe I've lost my ID. What's the process of replacing ID? Guys were mad on that post. Oh my god, everyone assisted her how she can get another ID.
Oh yeah.
Like people are making calls left, right, center. Have you
You
gone?
have to get
Has
your
your
ID.
fingerprints been taken? Yes,
wow.
you have to
Yeah,
add your
yeah,
ID.
No, everybody needs to have their ID now.
Yeah.
It's time. If you're 18, you have to go get your ID, get ready to register to vote.
Mm.
I can't wait.
Or 17 and 8 months insurance case when she got her ID.
Who?
Remember?
Who?
You got your ID and this is a
Me, when I was in
hypothetically-
school, yeah.
Yeah. Because
Oh, I thought you were saying.
everybody else was turning 18 and got their
It's
ID,
about-
so you
Yeah.
He's about to snitch.
Oh,
so you
And
faked up
I-
some documents and got the ID.
yeah.
So now for the rest of your life your birthday's wrong?
Yeah. I'll live with it.
You live with it.
Yeah,
Live with the shame.
that stress of getting an ID after high school is so hard.
You guys had a hard time. I don't.
So like now they're bringing it in school. Why not just get it?
And it was important to you because it was like.
Yeah, they were telling us like after you can start working after high school as you wait to join university.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
Okay.
and
Gotcha.
you'll need
I
a
finished school when I was 17. I had to wait a whole year.
see.
Yeah.
I had to wait a whole year
What'd
to
you
turn
do?
18 and.
What'd you do for that year? Or were you in university already?
No, I wasn't in university already. I was in Nyeri.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just chilling?
Chilling at my auntie's.
Chilling? Okay.
Yeah,
See
for my
now,
gap year.
I
Gap
got
year.
I
Just
got
chill.
I got a job 3 months later.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What are you
yes.
What was that job?
Brookside. I was working as a merchandiser
All right.
at Brookside Dairy.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Brookside people, we're not
Shout
promoting
out.
this.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Delicious products. Delicious products. Affordable for every budget.
So now I started earning money in my father's house. See, the ID helped.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
And you get 2 birthdays as well.
Yeah, the original birthday,
original birthday
and
and
the. What is it when you go buy a drug at a chemist? They ask if you need the original or the
Generic.
generic. So the other one is a generic birthday.
Nice. I think it's interesting that Ruto went out there to look for people to help him run the government.
Yeah,
He didn't find
that one
anyone.
makes me so proud. Like,
Like no one wants to work with him.
like,
Oh, yeah?
thank you. We did this. Yeah, he had to get
he
go
had to bring
out
it
there.
back. The same guys,
Right, right.
and even the new guys are people with questionable character,
Yeah.
just
Okay.
like him.
I see.
What have you been up to?
I shot guns in America.
Of course you did.
Oh,
Yeah.
before you
Of
said
course you
guns,
did.
I was like,
I shot guns in
who
America.
did you kill?
Yeah. At a gun range
Uh-huh.
with Mateo.
Tell us more.
Well, it was like a retired cop who gave us like the safety lesson, which was like an hour before. Yeah, we practiced like dummy guns and stuff, holding them and stuff like that.
Okay.
Before we went out to the lanes where you kind of shoot down a indoor range.
Okay.
A real gun
Yeah. Oh,
with
yeah.
a real bullet.
Yeah.
What if someone passes there by mistake?
Well, no, I mean it's like, it's a heavily secured sort of place. No, you're inside, and then behind what you're shooting into. Actually, I asked all these questions. It's like 6 feet of rubber. It's like shredded up tires in the back, so it like somehow brings the bullets to a stop.
6 feet of rubber.
Yeah, it's just like in the back you just see this kind of wall piled up, but it's just like imagine just like
Ah.
shredded tires just kind of piled up 6 feet deep. And if you shot a bullet, like it sort of stops it. So
Oh,
but we
okay.
shot-
They
yeah, we
never
shot
pass.
real guns, Glock, like a Glock, which is like the
Wow.
ones that cops carry.
Is it
That's-
heavy?
It is heavy. Yeah, it's and it's
Recoil
scarier
as
to
well.
hold than I thought. I don't think I've ever held a handgun before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the other types of guns apart from handguns?
A rifle. And that's like
Rifle.
in Boy Scouts. When you shoot the
What
little
is the
caliber
one? What
ones.
is the one that you shoot and then you bend it and then you shoot again?
That's a shotgun. Yeah.
Oh, that's a
nice.
shotgun.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the shotgun shoots like a bunch of little pebbles that spread.
Oh.
So people use it when like duck hunting because it like spreads out into the sky.
Oh, okay.
Where,
So
like, the
whatever
other
it
guns-
hits.
Yeah, where the
Ah,
other guns
okay.
just have a single bullet. So if you don't aim it correctly, you
Oh, yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah.
hit the target. So
Okay.
So which gun are you adding to your?
no, I don't think so. No, in fact, it was kind of terrifying to hold that thing when
Yeah.
you first like put that in your hand. And yeah, it just felt like crazy. You just have this killing machine in your hand.
Did you like a machine gun? Did you try a machine gun?
Well, these were like semi-automatic, which means you don't have to do. You just keep squeezing the trigger and it keeps shooting
Oh,
until
okay.
it pushes the gun.
Oh, you
yeah.
don't have to do anything.
No, these ones are semi-automatic. And the rifle we shot, AR-15. That's like the rifle of choice for like.
Even
a certain
Mateo
class of
shot a
American.
real one.
Yeah.
Your brethren.
Ooh.
In fact, actually, you love it because it had like 8 different lanes.
I would
So you're
love
all
it.
shooting down the same thing, but then there's like bulletproof barriers in between in case like your gun goes off by accident, like it can't hit
Yeah,
like
the
whatever.
other
So there's these
person.
like steel things next to you, and then you put the target out there and you kind of pull it back in on a string and put it back out there what you're shooting at. But there's other people coming and going, and we were there a long time. So
Mhm.
like people came in, and these people don't have instructors. They just go there to shoot. They bring their own gun. They come in and they
Wow.
pay $15
practice.
per half hour. For 30 minutes, $15, and then they just go, okay, lane number 2 for you, just like you're bowling at Sarah Center.
Mm.
And then those people shoot. So while we're there, an old couple, they must have been in their 70s, if not their 80s, came in and took turns shooting in one lane. And then a dad came with first like his 13-year-old son, and he's shooting. And then his like 9-year-old daughter shows up in there and she's shooting. So like the age range in this joint was crazy.
I'm willing to bet they were all white.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rednecks. No, not really. But people familiar with guns. Yeah.
Would someone go there with their wife? What if you
Sure.
remember what they did and you just turn and
I mean,
Go
you
to
know,
hell.
I guess that's sort of the risk. Yeah, I guess that's risk because you can rent guns there. The
Yeah.
cop that did our training brought his own guns, including we shot like his gun that he used as a cop. So the Glock we shot was like his service weapon. Like the gun he used as a cop.
when you go there with your spouse, you make sure you're in good terms
Yeah, go there. Yeah.
for a whole year.
Yeah,
So what-
don't go there with your enemies.
What are you practicing for? Like, why do we have?
For me, it was just recreational. I just thought like Mateo would enjoy
No, for
it.
these guys, I think it's for
Yeah,
protection. Your
I think so. Believe it or not, I
self-protection.
think it's like, I mean, I think first of all they like to do it.
So
But I
America
asked-
is not safe, is what
I
I'm
asked this
hearing.
cop who's retired. I was like, "How often do you come just to shoot, just for your own?" He's like, "Twice a week." It's like, dude, I would like,
Twice a week. I don't even go to the gym.
And he
twice
was
a
such a
week.
great shooter. He shot
that's my
he
problem.
shot at the target too, and it was just like it was ridiculous how accurate he was.
Oh yeah, how good were you?
Oh, I mean, we were pretty good. I can show you. I think I brought the targets home with the bullet holes, and I could show you.
Oh,
We
nice.
did okay. Okay. Yeah, I'd miss it by, I'd miss where I was aiming by maybe that much or maybe that much, this way, that way.
Would you love to go to such a place?
They exist in Kenya.
Yeah, I know. In Langata, yeah?
in
Yeah.
Langata,
But we
there's
were
several.
in North Carolina, and at the guy basically asked, like, at the end of this, are you guys intending to buy a gun? I was like, no. Like, with one lesson? Like, no, are you kidding me? Like,
Are you kidding me?
Well, he's like, you probably just need one more, and then you could, you need to learn about storing it safely in your house. But, he was like, this guy was obviously kind of pro-gun.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are you?
You should get yourself.
Apart from the.
I mean, I
you
just
should
played-
learn how to work it.
Straight.
Like, are you
Yeah.
also-
I just play the probabilities.
your qualities?
I got two 12-year-old maniacs in the house. Like, the chance that an accident happens
Oh,
is way higher than me taking down some intruder. Just some like, got him. Like the chance that Marco or Spencer just like shoot Charmer or something like that
Yeah.
is much higher
Or,
than me
uh,
taking down an intruder.
I was just
So
watching.
like I think it makes the house less safe to have a gun in it.
To
But
have a
that's
gun.
just my view of other people. I suppose if you knew how to handle it and stored it safely and whatever.
I was just watching a story on TikTok. I think this happened in real time. Like a parent, they saw like the camera. I think they can view whatever is happening in
like
their
a
house.
ring.
Then they saw their
Security.
child pull out a gun
Oh yeah.
and running to the baby. They
Oh,
had to
yeah.
leave work immediately.
Yeah. Oh my god.
They were so terrified.
Oh my god.
And this boy was like, what, 4 years old?
It has happened, like lots. Like there's always.
I mean,
several
this is the
reports.
scary thing. One of my best friends in the States, like, had his kids when they were young at his dad's place, like the grandfather to the kids, and
Yeah.
like for some reason, like they were staying in this one room, and my friend pulled open like the nightstand drawer, and there's a gun, there's a handgun there because this guy owns a lot of guns, and one of them just happened to be in the nightstand drawer of the guest room, and he forgot, and the kids are sleeping in there that night. Like, it created a big. Maybe I should be gossiping about this on the podcast. It created a big to-do between my friend and his dad about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because can you imagine? I mean, it's kind of a scary thought, right?
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, it might just go off.
Or yeah, I mean, the kid can pick it up and pull the trigger. And
Do
it
they
go
just
off.
go off on their own?
I mean, it can. I mean, no. I mean, they're like these days. The cop was explaining this. Like, they're not like if you drop them and stuff, they don't shoot. Like in the old days, if you drop the gun, like it would shoot. Sometimes, yeah. These days, they don't like that. But if somebody pulls the trigger, it shoots.
It shoots, yeah.
Yeah, and the Glock doesn't even really have a safety really. It's like a kind of a safety built into the trigger. It's kind of weird.
Do you want to go to the gun range for
No,
the next
no,
Baada
no.
Kazi outing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
we
was
can.
kind of fun, but it was a bit terrifying.
just
I'd
to
never
watch
been,
you
like,
guys.
in that culture before, that gun culture. It's not something I grew up with, really.
And to imagine that politicians and businessmen just walk around with those things into the clubs
Yeah,
without a care in the world.
yeah.
That's how Babuino shot that DJ. They were just,
What?
yeah.
Mm.
They were just having a drinking, and then the CCTV shows he just pulls it in. And the guy falls down, and no one cares. People are still drinking.
Oh my god, that's a rough bar. That's not like
Kilimani, I fear Kilimani bars. Yeah.
God.
And
Rough
did
joint.
you see that lady who was seated on the counter? Did you see that video?
I couldn't.
The lady continued drinking. Like, the
Really?
boyfriend has just shot someone and she's just there, sipping, like,
Yeah, ordering another round.
not even like what just happened.
And guns are loud. It's not like
I
you
think
miss it.
I think his was a
These
silencer.
are so loud.
North Carolina. Why were you
And then
in
we
North Carolina?
went tubing down. Mateo and I went tubing down the river the next day.
More white stuff. I like
More
it.
white stuff. And we
No,
thought, like,
these I would love.
and there's other tubers. It's kind of like a social thing. Like it's this river that kind of flows nicely, and you can rent tubes, and then they'll pick you up at the other end. Yeah? But we thought like we should have bought those guns. We could have blasted other people's tubes, just as a prank, No, maybe not.
So you don't think that's worse? What you think is worse is someone using it. You interrupting people's tubes is not bad enough, yeah?
Yeah, I think our instructor would be proud of our aim.
Oh,
You ever
God.
shot a gun?
Those are intrusive thoughts. No,
You've never shot a gun?
no.
Yeah, have you ever shot a gun?
No.
Yeah, you can do it at isn't like a race
Can we
course?
go and try? When is your birthday? Eesh,
It's
in a month.
away.
2 months away.
Holy shit! It's not. Oh my.
Yeah, it's close.
I don't mind my age. I just mind the side effects. I
Of-
saw that today.
We need to abduct you and take you somewhere nice and chilled,
Oh, please do.
watching animals. Yeah.
Elephants.
I hear UAE is very hot right now.
Yeah?
Dubai. It's at 38, 39 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I hear it's very hot.
Yeah.
Is that uncharacteristic? Oh, yeah, I guess it's.
Yeah, I wanted to find out, is that how it
Yeah.
happens?
I think
Does
that's
it
pretty
gets
normal for July or August, yeah. It gets pretty
Oh,
hot like
okay.
that, yeah.
It's in the northern hemisphere. Where is the?
Yeah,
Where do we
it's
have?
in
do
the
we have-
northern
There it
hemisphere,
is.
yeah.
Yes, it is in the northern hemisphere. But why did they really need to have a map to know that? Like, there's little in the southern hemisphere. There's little in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
Indian Ocean? Where were you? This side.
Over that way? Across the
Yeah,
Atlantic.
yeah.
So the way these parastatals are meant to work is like they're meant to basically not rely on taxpayer subsidies that just operate on their own revenues, right? So you have the KIA, they make money from like the rent of those shops at the airport, from the landing fees, presumably they charge airlines, parking fees, whatever else, I don't know, whatever else they make money off of, yeah?
Mhm.
And then they have to pay all the salaries and the electricity and the air traffic control and all that stuff, yeah? But like, say that they're making, I have no idea what they're making, but say they're making $1 billion shilling profit each year. And this foreign group says, we'll pay you 2 billion shillings and you just give it to us and whatever we make is our business. So you've just basically doubled how much the taxpayer is getting in revenue from the thing. And then you leave it to him to run his business. But if you were just focused on the profits, you with me?
Mm-hmm.
But there's other considerations like building up local capacity on how to manage an airport, which Kenya's going to have to do for a very long time. In fact, like 20 years from now, there'll probably be like 4 international airports that get regular international flights, right? Like you'll have to get better at landing big planes from England and America in Kisumu, for example. That will happen, yeah? So like there's other, even if it was more profitable, you still might say, we're going to build up this asset internally, or we're not going to give control of this to a foreigner.
To a foreigner.
Yeah.
I'm just
Adani.
thinking how.
Sounds like a Nigerian name. At first, I thought it was Nigerian.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but then Nigerian airport and Kenyan
Oh, yeah, Jesus, yes.
worlds apart. Sorry, Nigerian friends. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like what all of this is exposing is how pretty much the political class has established itself as actually someone said it, I'm trying to remember, George, how they have positioned, like as a politician, you position yourself to be the broker with all of these institutions and people.
Yeah.
Like you put yourself in there as a middleman. Like that's actually the gig.
And
It's
Yeah.
not like leading the country. It's being the go-between for all of this.
Exactly.
Right.
Eh,
And they're not used to scrutiny on it, right? Because I
Mm.
mean, it wasn't that long ago. Just realize how much the smartphone and stuff has changed things. It's like, if you probably had the opportunity to maybe you had the opportunity to comment on a finance bill, but it meant you probably going to the archives and reading it and then like sending a letter to the editor, I guess, or like complaining to your local representative.
Mhm.
But you can't like make a summary and like publish on Twitter and get like 100,000 people reading it. Like now you can do that.
And in like 10 major Kenyan languages,
Totally.
in vernacular,
Totally.
beautiful.
It is beautiful.
There's an assumption that, of course, the next lead or the president is usually chosen by a group of business owners, like they decide. I don't know how true it is.
That's the part.
But they decide.
Like we keep talk. That's why I'm worried about this narrative of waiting until 2027.
Yeah.
Or rather, waiting for an election like it's the only way to change stuff.
Things. Yeah.
Because, and it's not entirely true, and it's probably even defeatist but there's a lot of power broking that leads to a person being like in the leadership. Like there's a lot of lobbying, there's a lot of
and these
there's a
people
lot of
who do the
kingmakers,
lobbying,
there's
these
a lot
guys who do the power broking, they of course will want to have a share in the business that the government does.
Right.
Case example, Adani. We brought you to power. We made this happen for you. So what's our reward?
Right.
Yeah. Running a country seems tough, eh?
Yeah.
It's
That
now when I look at it, like,
that chuckle is like, oh,
yeah.
But again, the more I think about it, like this seems unlikely. Of all the things you need to hand to foreigners, because it's just like we just don't know how to run this thing. Like the airport doesn't seem like the one. Like that's one seems to be so well run.
Yeah.
Like imagine if Nyayo House was run as well as JKIA, like getting your ID.
Would have been so far.
That's amazing. Like how well
Yeah.
the airport's run. Like this idea, like we need foreigners. I'm not sure if that's true. But anyway,
It's just a business deal.
yeah. But I mean, anyway, the Kenyan voters have the right to know what the deal is, right?
you were in Kisumu?
Yes. I went for a my friend's daughter's burial. Yeah.
Sorry for your loss.
You're right now. I'm back.
It's so easy.
Kisumu is so calm. Nobody's talking about the demonstrations.
Oh yeah, but there were protests out
Actually,
there, right?
yeah. Actually, even in the funeral I was at, the politicians who were there were advising people, we don't want to see you guys going for demonstrations. See,
really?
you've seen we've been given half of the bread. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Who is in charge of energy? Electricity will be lighting even in the river. So the CS for energy is now John Buddy.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Who's that?
Buddy.
not Buddy, Mbadi. This one has an
We
M
don't have a buddy
as
as
CS. And then Opio and I is the energy for,
CS4.
yeah, the CS for, I don't know, water or something. Anyway.
Who is the one for treasury?
Oh, treasury is Mbadi.
That's what I thought.
Yes. Energy is Wandai.
What,
Electricity.
Who's this guy who was introducing his wives?
Oparanya.
Who's that?
But way back,
Uh huh.
there was a lady who posted a politician, and the way they posted them, they were sort of claiming them, like, this is my man.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's called Mary Bikele.
Okay.
So now, because we all know this guy is married,
Uh huh.
so now we started to dig.
Okay.
Like,
But
how
you
many?
can go to Parana here.
Yes. How many wives could he be having?
Mhm.
So then, I think it was such talk of town.
Yeah.
So when he was appointed CS, he was having guests over at his home,
I see.
a Thanksgiving sort of
Yeah.
thing. So now he introduces his wives. So he introduces the first wife, how the first wife is what made him who he is, how she's the head of the home, she stays in shags, that whole house, and talked so well about her, how she's the one who's made other girls can see him because he's now looking good. Then he introduces the second wife. How she came into the picture and found Oparanya looking good already, having all the money, but how she stays in Runda.
Okay.
And that was so. He turns back to say, "Is there anyone I've forgotten to introduce?" Are you picking the things
Like he's got other wives that maybe.
Yeah, like he's just trying to show like. Then everyone just laughed, and that was the end of the story.
He was trying to show what?
I don't like how he pictured polygamy. Like it's just anything. Like it's okay.
Yeah.
I can just marry. I can just describe my wives the way I know them, and then
Yeah.
didn't introduce Mary.
But-
And Mary had posted him that morning, congratulating him. Yeah, but she was not mentioned anywhere.
But you just don't like the way he talked. Like, do you have a problem
Like
with?
he normalized
Yeah,
polygamy so much.
Do you have a
Yeah,
problem
I have
with
a
the
problem
polygamy?
with that introduction,
With the
especially for the
introduction.
first wife. Yeah, like
Okay.
she made me who I am now. Oh, so that other people can claim you or what?
Yeah, and then
It
I
was
moved down to somebody
demeaning.
younger and hotter.
Yeah.
Like,
For me, it
How
was.
does it work? How does it work? Because that's exactly how it works. Like he has 2 wives, and everybody knows. Like there are his shemejis. He said his shemejis are there, so they know that this person has 2 wives. It's official. Like he's not hiding.
I know that's how people would want it to be. I'm talking from the modernized part. The traditional part of me thinks that's a better way to do it. Let everyone know this is my first
Yes.
wife, this is
Yeah,
my second
yeah,
wife. Yeah,
yeah, that's
but
right.
the modern in me, the slay queen in me is like that's disrespect. Like
Would you?
really?
How is it
How-
disrespectful?
like,
I would. Okay.
and then she stays here in Shags, and then someone stays in
I
Runda.
actually thought he says
Okay.
she stays in Karen. They were in Karen at that point.
No, it's the second one that stays in actually Karen, not
No, it's
Runda.
Karen. The
The
second
other
one
ones-
lives in Runda. The first one is the one who lives in Karen.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then you just skip out the last one who everyone knows now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's young.
Yeah.
She's like
She's
what,
still
30,
she's not ruined or Karen yet.
31,
He's not
32.
upgraded
Of
or
course
anything.
she's upgraded,
Uh-huh.
but I think she's being punished for coming out of the closet.
Oh, and this is the
Yes.
one that posted him.
Yes.
And then okay.
I think that's just a punish. Should have let the man do it.
She
Yes.
She
Yes.
Was claiming
She-
without
She was
being
ahead of
claimed.
time. Yeah. She
she
was,
was a little,
yeah.
jumped the gun.
Yeah. And
It's a funny story.
and now people are just posting the video and guess who is missing. But her, she's just living her life.
Do you like? Would you right now? Okay, which life are you living? Are you living your traditional life or are you living your modern life right now?
See, they're looking at you guys. Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Would you be a first
Would you
wife?
be a
Would you be a wife?
Would
Okay,
you-
let's start there.
yeah. Hold on. Would you?
Would you be a wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be a wife? So how would you react to your husband saying that, hey, it's time for me to expand the family? What is it called? Grow the bomber.
Yeah.
Grow the boma.
Tell you what, only a rich man will tell me that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Not
Okay.
someone I'm struggling with
Right.
Okay.
financially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be a second wife?
To a rich man. Yes.
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 Third.
Even fifth.
Ah. All right.
So it's the money.
Yeah, it's the money.
Damn.
I mean,
Damn,
we
girl.
I can't be if I'm the first wife, of course everyone will talk. Oh, the husband married another woman. I can't have to go through all
You
that
want to
and
be
I'm
you want to
broke.
be the other woman.
No,
Oh,
if
sorry.
as a first wife, I can't go through all that and we are broke. We have to
Right.
choose a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to choose what.
And what is rich? Like, what is the net worth? Like, how do you know that it's rich?
So because
How do you evaluate the rich?
what did he
How do
say he
you
was
measure the
worth?
rich?
25 billion?
Wow.
Aki, don't even remind me about the net worths of these people. My God.
Brings me to the next story. So if he's 25 billion, I should be 22 billion. Yeah.
But so you wouldn't mind the polygamous arrangement. You just think like, what is the respectful thing? Is this the husband doesn't talk about it? He's just got his, like he wouldn't
Side
talk about it
chicks.
publicly.
Yeah. If I'm the first, I wouldn't want them to talk about it.
No, like you wouldn't want to know about them.
If I'm
About the
Would you want to know about these chicks? Wife number 2, 3, 4, 5?
one mention, that's it.
That you don't. Okay, you don't want to hear about their lives.
Yes. Just one
What
mention.
about kids on that other
I-
side? Would you want to know those
No,
kids? Really?
no.
That's the part that's like weird to me. It's like there could be these half brothers and sisters to your
Yeah,
to
to
Ellen,
your and they don't know about
and
each
they don't know
other.
about each other.
Yeah.
That
I
seems
mean,
strange
live
to
your
me.
life. I
Yeah.
live my life.
What's your view?
hey,
First of all, would you want to get married?
I forgot. I asked this before. Were all the tribes polygamous before the whites showed up?
I think so.
And then what?
Pretty
And some are
much.
less polygamous now because they're more urbanized and more sort of influenced by the.
they're marrying Sharons.
They're marrying the Sharons.
Would rather have their head beneath the blanket and they know what's happening.
Yeah,
but
but
no. This is not happening to me. The disrespect. I think we are living in a world of ethical non-monogamy. So I like the idea of actually where humans. I don't think human beings are monogamous, and I think it's
Doesn't seem like it.
yeah. I don't think like we can't all have ADHD. That's why we are interested in different people and we want just a new thing.
Is that what it is?
Is that what it is?
No, we're just not monogamous. So
Blame
I
it on
think
my ADHD.
yeah, blame it on the ADHD.
Yeah.
No, I think we're just interested in different people, and especially the way when you like when you have a project, like marriage really is a project with someone, like you're working on a specific task, whether it be multiplying and
feeding them,
growing your wealth,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Or
It's
just
a
having
project
somebody
partner.
somebody to hang out with when you're older. You know,
Yeah.
like
I think it's people are interested in other people, and I think it's worth exploring whether you choose to have the primary, like your primary partner with like hierarchical non-monogamy.
Yeah.
Whether everybody's all peers, but I think communication is the best thing. I prefer
You'd rather
the
know.
Oparanya way,
Yeah.
that like I can go to my co-wife's house and have dinner.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like that would be.
What if they
it's
poison you?
It's a different question about him
Like
making.
we are at a point where we are not poisoning each other. Like
Are you sure? Maybe you know that, but do they know that they're
Yeah,
not supposed
maybe
to
they're not
poison
aware that
you?
you're at that
They
point.
are not.
here's the deal.
Didn't get the memo.
Here's the deal. We're not supposed to poison each other. No, like the way it's brought up is all it's all in how this concept is introduced to the relationship. Like, hey, I'm interested in this. Like, I want to explore it.
Yeah.
And then the other person is like, and then you get to know each other. Like, you hang out. You get. Yeah.
I think I'm speaking from an experience point of view. My father is polygamous,
Mhm.
and he did not hide it.
Mm.
Yeah,
Right,
he did
right.
it openly.
Yeah,
But that is what split the family more.
I see.
Yeah.
But in the old days, that would have been normal, right?
Yes.
The thing is,
So,
there's
like-
a generation where people messed up and lost how the plot on how polygamy. Let me use polygamy because that's a historical term.
Yeah.
There's a group of people who just lost the plot. Like there's a generation that just lost how this works.
Yeah.
It has worked for centuries. It has taken us all the way from when people were fleeing Africa. Like women have evolved. Like the women reproductive system, like both reproductive system have evolved for multiple partners. Like
More than 2 holes or
What?
I like that. Okay, let's get biological.
But it does seem like a nice little safety net that like existed naturally in like the culture, and that like the man would naturally move on to like a younger model every 10 years, right? But he'd take them as different wives, where in America it's like you divorce one, you make some arrangement for support, for child support, for alimony, and then you marry another, divorce that, like, you know.
Yeah, but then in Africa it has always been like I just bring more to like
Yes.
get more kids, but all of them are in my household.
Right.
But there's this generation that just I think that's when they started, the Hollywood came in and they started the romantic and the one.
Yeah.
And then
So
people
someone
started
just messed it
becoming-
up a bit.
People becoming like, oh, this is my soulmate. This is my one person for the rest of my life. But not really. That's not how human beings have evolved. And now the future is coming back now to explore this with the future.
Yeah, but it does seem like it provided the same sort of, and it would be, it's like, because you'd have like a richer man and he'd be able to support more kids and more wives, and he would take them on and keep supporting all the old ones, right? So I guess we sort of have that, but it's via divorce and the court system and stuff in America, and it ends up toxic a lot of the time because the courts are involved. I mean, it did seem like a system works. Did any of the European countries like ban it outright when they came? Did the British ban it and then it came? Because I know it's legal now in Kenya, right? Polygamy is legal. It's legal.
Yes.
It's allowed. It's
Well,
okay.
Yeah, it's a thing.
it's
cultural.
legal under the sheet, so it's legal
No, it's a
in the
cultural.
law.
It's cultural tradition, and we can't ban culture. We
Yeah.
can't ban culture.
Yeah, I think those marriages are recognized in the law.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
just as much as a
Yes.
monogamous church marriage. Whatever.
It's weird though. I've never quite understood it actually. Apparently,
Bless you.
if you get married in the church or like register at the AG, you can't marry another. Like the other one would have to be a traditional marriage. I've actually
Okay.
I thought you can, if you want to marry all of them in church, you go to all of them in church. But since actually church is so here's how this was how the British changed our culture with a lot of shame.
Right.
It was a lot of shame.
For sure. I mean, I think the
It was a
Europeans
lot
in
of,
general,
"You
it's like,
guys are
oh, you guys are doing it
savages. You
wrong.
guys still do this.
Right,
Oh
right,
my
yeah,
god. Oh,
yeah.
oh, mm-mm. So it's like they shamed polygamy.
Yeah.
They shamed our traditional practices,
Okay.
and
But can I ask you, like, some of the traditional practices, like, how do you feel about them using, like, as part of, like, female genital mutilation?
I knew
Do you know I was going there?
I was gonna
Do you know
go
I was
there.
going there?
There's this model, Waris Dirie,
Okay.
Somali, managed to get to London, to the UK, London, and actually made a career for herself. And she actually describes in her book how it happened for her. And it's the most excruciating thing I've ever, like, it's the most
Even just from reading it.
searing in your mind's eye thing I've ever read in my life.
Right.
It's,
Oof.
I can't even describe it. Like, I'll get the book and
It's not
maybe
like
read.
light beach reading. It's
No,
not like
it's not beach reading.
Right,
It's
more than that.
excruciating.
Yeah.
And the fact that millions of girls have gone through this, but here's why it's painful to actually think about this. It was all done in the service of patriarchy. Like, it was all done so that, like, men can, like, the idea that you can maintain a girl's purity. That's the most painful thing about FGM.
So what do you think, because it's not like the Europeans had 100% bad ideas, right? Like, I think some of the ideas that the British brought here are really good, you know?
I'm not here. You do the work of whitewashing the Europeans. Let me hear
But what do you think about the Europeans, like, like, not putting a stop to it, but, like, helping to basically say that's not okay? What do you think about that? FGM.
Yeah, like, sure. Thanks.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Do you wanna? Thanks.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
You're welcome, Africa.